After all these years, it finally happens. We've known the romance between Eris and Drifter has been heating up for years, but it reaches a boiling point here in Eris Morn's throne world. Today we'll discuss this new lore, look back at Drifter and Eris's heartfelt moments, and also discuss how their story arcs have been brought full circle. Welcome Guardians, let's dive right in. In a new lore card titled Apple from the Heresy and Truth lore book, Eris and Drifter meet in the throne world after the events of this episode. Eris is eager to explore this new world created from her mind, and Drifter comes along for the ride. Eris Morn looked up at the spiraled heights above her. It extended into an endless void, the library of her soul coiling beyond sight. All that she was, every moment of her past and her present, everything that could yet unfold inside her. "My throne," she whispered. There was a frisson of excitement in her voice when she said this, a small tremble as her body tensed and relaxed. It thrilled her, still, to find herself here. Drifter came to stand beside her. His hand moved to reach for hers, but he hesitated, uncertain. "This place can be anything you want?" he asked. "Anything," she answered in a sigh of comfort. "So, what do you want?" An earnest question. She turned and met his eyes. "Joy," she said. "Joy at last." For the first time in centuries, the thought of the future made Eris smile. "We shall explore this place together, map my interiority, see what wonders I possess." She reached out and laid a palm on his chest, feeling the stutter of his heart. He put his hand over hers and twined their fingers together. "You want that? Me? Here?" "Yes." He saw the delight in the turn of her mouth, saw bright feeling in the rise and fall of her breath. Her throne was all she was and could be, and she had invited him to see it. "Then I'll follow you," he said, warm and genuine. "For as long as you want." "Then follow." Eris turned and made a sweeping gesture with one hand. In that movement, there rose up a set of stairs that coiled upwards beyond sight. Their stone steps were bowed with the impressions of centuries of use. She had imagined something worn, and something worn had sprung from her thoughts. She began to climb the stairs. She did not know where they led. He took a few steps after her, then paused. "Moonlight," Drifter called. Eris turned to look at him. His eyes were filled with wonder. "Can I kiss you?" A starving man, she thought, who had found sustenance at last. And she, too, found something she had lost long ago, something she thought irrecoverable. She closed the space between them. In the vast landscapes of her mind, in these endless halls of her design, they declared what was unspoken with the joyous press of her lips to his. And when they parted, she held out her hand. He took it, then let her guide him up the stairs and into a world neither of them knew. So it finally happened. We've had stories of these two holding hands, flirting through dialogue, but they actually kiss here in the lore, something I'm not sure we've seen much of at all in Destiny, especially in the detail we see here, which was kinda surprising at first. This game has had many relationships, but Eris and Drifter fit perfectly. They both have the same interests, darkness and weird relics. They both live in questionable living spaces. Not only do we get an update on the relationship, but also what these two are up to now. We may see them in future stories for sure, but it seems like a mini send-off for the moment. They battled the end of the world with the Witness, still had each other. Fought hive gods multiple times and outsmarted them. Now they have a few moments to relax together and explore the world of Eris's mind. And to be honest, I'm kinda jealous because that place would be super cool to explore. As the card explains, it just fits. Eris never thought she'd feel this way again. For years, ever since we met her, she's been kind of cold, focused on the mission, studying, and outsmarting our enemies. She never really had time to reveal this emotional side. Drifter, same thing. He's been on the run since the collapse, hopping on with different crews, going by different names. He finally found a reason to stay put for a bit, settle things down. To close off this video, I have a compilation of Drifter and Eris dialogue and lore cards. This goes in chronological order, back when most of these events began to take place. The early days of Season of the Plunder all the way through the final shape, and of course that lore card we just experienced in Heresy.
I kept this part quiet. I think half of those pirate lords didn't know what they had to begin with. They knew these things were powerful, but not why. Crack one open and you'd find a finger bone or a knot of old hair. Strong stuff. Smells awful. Ask me how I know. I've been holding on to them, but I figured you might want them.
Why?
I thought to myself, you know who might like something strange and unsettling? Eris Morn.
A gift, then?
Well, yeah, Moondust. You could call it a gift.
The sentiment is appreciated. But no. You know what you possess. These relics are not simple curiosities to be hoarded. They might serve a greater purpose.
And what's that?
Am I your conscience? Discover this for yourself. They are reliquaries, objects of great power. The darkness moves just beneath its skin. Do you feel it? It ruptures, flows, envelops.
Ooh, I like listening to you talk.
And I enjoy your silence. I was beginning to expect better from you. Did I misjudge?
You know, Moondust, I can't figure you out.
That is not unusual.
You talk a big game about how much I irritate you, but you keep calling.
Watch yourself, Rat.
You know I always do. I've run from every damn thing, if that's surviving. But, you commit. I'm fixing to commit to something stupid myself. Get swept up in a cause. So be real. You regret it?
The Vanguard had a file on you. Doesn't paint you as the hero type. You might regret it.
Well, ain't that the truth? But here's my secret. Ain't nobody that can make me feel worse than me. Trust. Besides, you're not the only one with an ace up your sleeve. I've got a beam of moonlight keeping me going.
You never did tell me why you trust the Nine so much.
Oh, I don't. Not even a little. I trust Orin.
Orin?
Long story. The short of it is, I may have had a feeling or two for somebody a long time ago. Somebody that lost themselves along the way. But there's a little piece of her still out there. A sliver. Who still has a feeling or two for the somebody I could be. So I trust her. Because she ain't never steered me wrong. No matter how rotten I was. Because at the end of the day, maybe we gotta put our faith in something other than ourselves. Even if we're too stubborn to admit it.
I didn't expect you to put a lot of stock in faith.
And I didn't expect you to lose yours and keep moving. Guess we're all full of surprises, ain't we?
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're being genuine.
Oh, I'm always genuine. People just ain't always paying attention. For real, though, Moondust might have given me a push. Thought it'd help.
Sounds like familiar advice. Is it though? Helping?
No joke? I think so.
Then we have that in common too.
I make a demand. An atavistic fear now sublimated into a singular, desperate urge. A hunger I must endlessly sate. But the Hive are not afraid. They are awestruck. They know that I am vengeance, and they have conjured me back with vengeance.
Ooh, sounds like a wild ride.
I seek to subvert the Hive's flawed logic. I may only do so because of what I am, and what I am not. It is a wild ride.
Hey, I'll be there when you're on the other side of this.
As will I. Trust.
The path to the witness is within sight. We do not know what shape Riven's bargain will take, but I know that we too will not make that crossing. Drifter listened quietly as Eris spoke, her voice tense. The dark tendrils flowed thickly from beneath her bandage. I watch as those closest to me edge toward oblivion, Eris said, her hands restless in her lap. Ikora, Mara, I am unused to helplessness. She looked at Drifter, her mouth a tight line. When she spoke, it was in a ragged breath. It's happening again. We will be alone in the end. Drifter stood after a quiet moment. Eris watched him curiously. He reached out and took her by the hand. She rose, following his silent urging. Then he put his arms around her. She tensed. He began to step away, unsure. But then her arms came up and she clung to him for a desperate moment. She felt the words in his chest as he spoke again. I remember what you said. I think about it more than I should these days. What did I say? That we live in the night if we have to. We do it for what comes after. Eris nodded and sighed. The pair parted, but he kept a reassuring hand on her arm. So this is where you wish to be, she said cautiously. At the end of all things? Nowhere else? No more schemes to leave Sol. He was quiet for a moment, then shook his head, smirking. Nah, he said, and looked into her eyes. I'd miss the moonlight. In the final shape in the False Idols lore card, Drifter has a flashback to the emissary vision, and also has an interaction with his new love, Eris Morn. There is a single jade coin marked with the silhouette of a pyramid ship. Keep playing the game. The emissary of the Nine's voice haunts Drifter, a voice that once belonged to Orin. Standing on the bridge of the helm, he can't hear the ship's running noise or the chatter of the navigation frames. All he can hear is, "The furrow in your brow reveals you." Eris comes to stand beside Drifter at the windows. Their muted reflections pale in comparison to the magenta light spilling from the triangular wound in the traveler's side. Yeah, I bet it does, Drifter grouses, rolling the coin over and back on his fingers. So why'd you hide yours, eh? He hides his worry behind a toothy smile. Eris reaches out and takes Drifter's hand. Calloused fingers brush across his knuckles. He tenses for a moment, then relaxes at the touch. She deftly plucks the coin away from his palm, regarding it with a mild curiosity. He feels lighter without it. Cryptic non-answers are not a useful totem for you to carry into the future, she asserts, pocketing the coin. Drifter cocks an eyebrow. You got something better? Eris watches the expression in the reflection. Indeed, a ray of moonlight, and nothing more. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. Players probably would have lost it if this happened in-game, but Drifter and Eris finally get their moment. And now they get to explore a paracausal world of mysteries together. If you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.